Alright, what's going on, guys? I want to go over the trade that I took today, how I was able to catch the 930 expansion. Very simple logic behind the trade. So, first things first, we had the SMT at the lows, then we had the daily change in the state of delivery here. That's why I was expecting Monday to be some sort of bullish action. You can see it was an open low candle. We distributed it towards this daily buy side pool. And then if you look at the 4-hour, price actually ended up filling in this 4-hour SIBI up here. Understanding that logic, I looked at this 4-hour candle as a pretty sharp rejection back into the range. Um, and if I continue to play price and draw out the mean threshold of this fair value gap, price is respecting the consummate encroachment very well, and then decides to start trading back lower into the range. So what I wanted to see was how London, or what London did. So here's the high of that 4-hour FEG, this black line that got filled in, and then price is closing below the opening price of this up close candle, rebalances, open high lower, creates fair value gaps on the way down, and we have failure swings at the lows here. And this was previous day low, and then this was Sunday's range low. And we also have this short-term low, which was the midnight opening price, or right around midnight opening price. So price was inside of this 4-hour SIBI still. And then what I was really focusing on was this upper fair value gap and how the candle bodies were closing in this area. So if I play price, you can see that the candle bodies are respecting this very nicely. So as soon as I saw that and I saw that this high formed during London, I went to the 30-minute. I wanted to see if there was any sort of change in the state of delivery, and there was. This is your CSD here, and there's a fair value gap. I do not trade overnight. I don't trade pre-market, so I let this kind of do its thing, but this is what was validating my idea. So now we have a rebalance in efficiency, and then another close below an up close candle that ran out a short-term high and also rebalancing inefficiency. So this should be a valid order block. This high should not get broken if we're on sides with the market. So price continues to, I continue to play price. We go lower. There was no news today, so 930 is more important than normal. We have more closures beneath up close candles, closures below pools of sell side liquidity. And so the next target was here, which was yesterday's AM session low. And then we have our relative equal lows down here, which was the main target for today for me. So once I saw the hourly change in the state of delivery, that is what validated my idea completely. I don't trade pre-market, like I said, but the London high forming off of the hourly fair value gap and then getting a change in the state of delivery here, and this is what that immediate rebalance was at that 10 a.m. distribution. So dropping into the lower time frame, that's all the narrative and the framework that I had behind the trade. I wanted to see what occurred here, and ideally this is where I wanted to get in, but I do not trade pre-market, so I waited to see what happened. Another up close candle getting closed below the opening price while rebalancing inefficiency, while sponsoring this move was this hourly order block here, which was formed during London. So now you have a timed key PD array, and this would also be your hourly breaker. So now I have 3 PD arrays in front of my stop loss, and I went short right off the retest of this low here. The executions are posted on my Twitter if you guys are interested checking that out. But I got filled here. If we go into the lower time frame, you can see that this is pretty much caught the top this morning. I got filled right here at 886.50, right at that low. But I did not use the 1 minute to enter. I just used the 15-minute order block low. I was not expecting any sort of deep retracement. And ideally, I should have just shorted right off the candle closure. But once again, I do not trade before 9:30. Low-hanging fruit was this here. I took off half my contracts here, and then I held runners for these lows here, which got taken in about like 5 minutes. So very, very simple logic behind the trade. The key point was the 4-hour SIBI that we were rejecting from. The 4-hour fair value gap fill. and then the hourly fair value gap in the high forming during London, and then that hourly change in the state of delivery. And if we zoom in here, make this a little thinner, you can see that this was just an immediate rebalance into this order block, and then price goes lower into the breaker as well. That's all for this video. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below or DM me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next video.